Chapter 111, The Lineage of the Demonic Sect, 9 Great Immortal Gates, tracing back to the root. At the top of the cliff, the cold wind was blowing bleakly. Since Han Yi disappeared, the Taoist in the long robe stood in mid-air, scanning the surroundings with his spiritual sense and found no trace of anyone. His eyebrows knitted, unsure of the means the other party had used. A moment of silence. Another sound of rending space caught his attention as the figures of a man and a woman landed on the cliff. In addition, 4 or 5 figures appeared in various corners of the cliff. A stubble-faced man with a sword wrapped in white cloth over his shoulder scanned his surroundings, then greeted the Taoist in the long robe with a grin. "Everyone's here pretty fast, but where's the person?" Tutu. The mountaintop was eerily silent. No one paid him any mind. He didn't seem embarrassed. Instead, he seemed used to being ignored. These guys, each thinking they were the top talents of the Immortal Gate. At this point, a man leaning against a tree with his arms crossed, glanced at him, chuckled coldly. But his tone was indifferent. "It's the Heavenly Demon Nether Dragon Scroll, without a doubt. I just don't know what method was used with the demon chart to break out of this space." The stubble-faced man looked at him, his eyes brightening, laughing. "Oh, isn't this Yi Johnson from the Wuliang Tian? It's been a long time. You've hidden yourself pretty well. I wouldn't have noticed you if you hadn't spoken. It's been how many years since we last saw each other at the border wall?" As he spoke, he moved a bit closer, attempting to pat the other man's shoulder. "It's been quite a while since we, the 9 Great Immortal Gates, have gathered like this. How about we go to the Drunken Flower Tower for a drink sometime? It took me a lot of trouble to find this good spot." However, a low humming sound caused a minor fluctuation in the air which originated from Yi Johnson and abruptly pushed him back. Uttering indifferent Zhuping, "Your mouth is as obnoxious as ever. Now, you're the leader of the swordsmanship of the Ziwei Celestial Realm. I wonder if your swordsmanship has improved." Zhou Ping felt a tingling in his palm, pursed his lips, and shrugged off the offense, saying, "Fine, let's discuss the serious matter on hand." He lazily stretched, his gaze unintentionally sweeping across the lingering demon key in the empty space and the fierce sword key. The sight of the severed mountain peaks left on the ground was still striking. The bloody scene left by the explosion of the demon path, along with the destroyed mountains and hills. The most noticeable was the massive green Jiaolong on the coast. Its snake-like eyes remained wide open, and after nearly half a day's exposure, the scent of death permeating its body almost covered the entire mountain peak. If the remnants of a demon are not dealt with after death, it would corrupt the land, breeding negative spirits. However, the faint smell of death couldn't affect anyone present. After staring for a long time, Zhou Ping sighed. A demon Zhao who cultivated a demonic pill in 300 years just died like this, killed by a terrifying sword key that pierced his throat. The one who drew the sword must have superb swordsmanship. Yi Johnson's attention was on the pool of blood left on the ground. He murmured, "Blood demon creation art. You mean the blood demon creation art practiced by the Baitian demon sect 1,000 years ago?" A slender woman in tight black attire, her forearm adorned with a crimson vambrace, retorted icily. "Yes, the demons under the demonic cult each had great divine powers. They were nearly invincible among the Immortal Gates. They all possessed a supreme divine power that allowed them to use their own blood to create countless substitutes, making it extremely hard to kill them. Only those at the level of demon masters could cultivate it. It seems there are still remnants of the demon cult in this world." Yi Johnson spoke solemnly. This was not good news for the Immortal Gate. Could it be that someone from the demonic cult found the Heavenly Demon Nether Dragon Scroll and was intercepted by the sword user? Zhou Ping guessed. No. A smooth voice rang out, causing Zhou Ping to turn his head. On a large rock 10 meters away, sat an amiable old man with a bald head. Noticing their gaze, he nodded in acknowledgement and continued. "Apart from the demon key and sword key, there is also a hint of extremely yang energy. As someone born with a pure yang body, I am very sensitive to such energy." There was a third person. Zhou Ping couldn't resist chuckling. Well, a big battle has attracted people from all directions. How intriguing. This person is pretty capable. If you want to know what really happened, you should ask the chief officer of the Sky High Office, this elder. Yi Johnson respectfully addressed the Taoist in the long robe who had remained silent all along. The seniors involved in cultivation in the Sky High Office were all highly skilled practitioners sent by Wuliang Tian 100 years ago. All their juniors had to give their respects upon meeting them. The Taoist in the long robe raised his eyelids slightly, not showing any arrogance. But the invisible force around him was overwhelming, a clear sign of high status. This Taoist is obliged by the Empress to take 2 immortal artifacts, a male and a female. They disappeared in this space sealed by me, no doubt by using the power of those immortal artifacts. 2 immortal artifacts appeared, 1 immortal and 1 demon. A sudden silence fell upon the scene. Even the talkative Zhou Ping fell silent. The entire mountaintop had become quiet. The supreme treasure of the demonic sect, the heavenly demon Nether Dragon Scroll. The slender woman in black questioned, then she gasped softly, "Is the conflict between the immortals and demons starting again?" In her time, the Baitian demon sect flourished amongst humans, creating a powerful demon kingdom unlike any before. With millions of demon cultivators and civilians worshipping not the emperor, but the heavenly master. It was one of the few eras when the demonic path was supreme and unchallenged. To their eyes, that was an incredibly dark period that they didn't wish to return to. It won't happen again, Fairy Taiwei. Zhou Ping abandoned his nonchalant demeanor, his face turned serious. He then suddenly smiled. The ends of the white cloth around his sword fluttered in the wind as he spoke clearly. "Gentlemen, how much trouble has the demonic path caused this year? The heavenly demon Nether Dragon Scroll is indeed a supreme treasure. But as for the 9 great immortal gates today, who would dare to oppose them? There will be unfortunate consequences for whomever dares. Even my Ziwei heavenly realm doesn't fear any demon cult." Yi Johnson frowned, warning in a cold tone, "Anyone here can make these claims. Do you think it's your place to be teaching us?" Everyone watched them, not feeling the need to intervene. Since the end of the demon path era, the world of cultivation and the human world have come under the rule of the 9 heavens and 10 earths. The 9 heavens govern the 10 earths, and the 10 earths control the territories. The 9 heavens are the rulers of the cultivation world and have been, since the relationship between the various immortal gates has been incredibly delicate. Once again, there was a long silence. On Zhou Ping's stubble-covered face, his casual demeanor returned. He laughed and declared loudly, "This journey was somewhat fruitful. I think we can conclude here. Everyone please leave. If you want to find the source of this sword key, there's a way." Yi Johnson was gazing at the smooth jade-like broken mountain peak, contemplating. If someone wants to challenge the immortal gate, they should not be tolerated.